All right, gentlemen, let's talk template for a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to be opening up Cubase here and show you what is kind of not a big problem, but a little bit of a problem. Want to do whatever we can to speed up the process. And one of the problems is the sessions I'm getting, I'm basically having to put into my template to work, which takes a little bit of time. It would be better if you kind of started with my template. Well, let's take a piece here that was sent over. Let me just take, since I've, I'm sorry, from Composer. Let's take, since I've worked on this one, let me work at this one. So this is what comes to me. I'm going to take a second to load. Now what will initially happen is there'll be some files missing. And this is already sort of a problem that we've sort of addressed with, at least with Josh, as far as making a backup session so that all of them are there. So this is what comes to me. So, you know, we have MIDI performances. Let's see here. Okay, well, we have, might not be able to hear. Oh, it's on headphones. Let's see if it'll play. Okay, so that's what initially came to me. And, you know, this is fine, but I have to take this and put it into my template. And it would be better if you had started with my template. And let's look at that. Or let me take this same song and show you what it looks like now. Of course, it has more parts added to it. I'll explain why there's different ones. Well, let me just, while I'm here, explain. This one, what happens is, yeah, let me go ahead and explain it. So here's my mix template, my writing template. So I will copy and paste this into here, and then I will rename it. I won't call it writing template. I'll rename it what it is. So that same blue writing template was copied into here, and it was this, and then I named it this. Now, in my initial writing template, let's go back to it. There's only two sessions. This is my writing one, and then when I'm ready to mix, I move everything into this mix that has my mix sort of template laid out. So let's take a look at this. Now you'll go, hey, there's another one called for guitar. So what I do is when I write the piece, or if someone else writes the piece and it's ready for guitar, I will then make a session for the guitar player that just is essentially like a bounce of it without maybe parts he's playing, if he's playing bass. So in this one, there was everything but bass, and then there was bass separated, and then if there were guitar parts, they'd be separated. So he can hear the bass part by itself. He can play along with the track without hearing the MIDI bass. So anyway, but let's look at this. Well, let's look at this first before I mixed it. This is just saying I don't have FabFilter EQ3. So see, I'm not missing the audio files. Oh, yes, I am. Okay, these are still from the original that I didn't get for whatever reason. So this is how I like it laid out. Folders, but the main thing is these things up here. Now it's easy just to put the tempo track down, tempo down here, But I like it here for a couple reasons. First one is if I want to change it. Now, of course, I can change it here, but here I can, if I want to have a part of it go faster. But the better thing is you can see it's 117. If I turn it off, I can say it's at 90. So say there's a fast part I'm trying to write. I can easily click this, and then it'll play everything at 90, and I can write it in, and then I can zap it back to, whatever other tempo. So if it's off, I can say, actually, when it's slowed down, I want it to be 80. I go, okay. Now see, it's here. Now I want it slower, so I can write something in at 80. So I like that. Key signature there. Here's another thing. I like these markers. You can see I have a bounced one, and it's the whole piece, and then I have these separate ones. Now these aren't these guys. They're these guys. And the reason I like those is because, say I want to work on this section, I can just double click this, hit loop, and now this section is going to loop. And I can just work on that section. It's just easy for me to go, let me work on this. Now it's over here. I hit 1, and it starts, and I can just work on that. The reason for the bounce is because when I bounce this thing, well, that's what it's for. When I bounce it, create an audio mix down, I can just say bounce, and it'll bounce the whole piece. So this is my writing. Well, this isn't my blank writing template, but this is the way I like it sort of organized. And let's look at the mix while we're looking at this particular piece. See, I took all the audio files now, and I put them into my mix template. Has all my routing and everything situated for the drums and the bass and whatever else is in here. Almost done here. Okay, similar kind of look and feel, but these folders and everything were set up in the mix template, and I'm still working on this piece. Almost done. I don't have the transitions in yet. The other thing that makes it nice with these folders is when I have to make stems, it's easy for me to say, okay, I need a kick, I need just a bass. Let's just go with a bass stem. It's easy for me to make stems like this, and now it's just right. So I can hit bounce, and that'll all be situated. Okay, so let's look at what you'll be looking at. Okay, now this is where it's a little weird because I do have my orchestral template on there, which you will see. And because it's loading a couple things, I probably haven't, because everything should be deactivated. I'm always working on my template, so that's why there's probably some things loaded that aren't supposed to be. So this is what my initial writing template looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of, well, let's just do this. I'm going to hit Save As, and I'm going to call this blank. Hit OK. Then I'm going to get rid of these. Now, this is essentially what, and then let me save this. So, this is essentially the one I want you to start with, this blank one. And so we've got a chord chart. It's muted. I don't know if you know, if the chord chart isn't muted, it'll actually play the chords. And I don't want the chords played, so I mute it, but then you can, write the chords in there. Here's the marker track. These, of course, can be moved, like that. And if you click it, you can name it over here. But see, now I can double click these, and on these cycles, they're called cycle markers. And then if you need to add one, if I hold down, let's see, if I hold down Alt, see, I hold down Alt on a PC, and then I can just drag it over and I can create another one, and if you want some inside of other ones, I can do this, and then, this guy's here, this could be, maybe this is just a fill or something, if you wanted to do that. Okay. It has a tempo here. It also has this track here with seconds. So basically this ruler is telling you time, so this is over here at a minute 32, whatever, but then the bars are over here. And the chord track, and you can just get rid of, well, maybe I should just get rid of it. This you don't need on the blank ones. I'll just get rid of that. So you could start writing here, and you can make folders, and then I could use this one instead of having to put it into my template if you started writing with this. So we're going to save this. And now I'm going to show you what, if you were going to start writing, what you should do. Because we've had a little bit of an organization of audio folders is a bit of a problem too. Where are they going? Are they going to the right place? So if we take this, I'm sorry, that's back up. So here we are. Now we should have 3 files. So you're going to start with this blank one. So say I'm writing a new song. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it inside of, let's put it inside of, because I can't copy it here. Let's just put it inside of Urban Beats for now. I'm going to paste it here. And this song's going to be called Test. It's going to be called Test. So this is my new song. It's called Test. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to you could even keep the mix one, but you could even get rid of this template one if you want it. But I do need the mix one. You don't have to use it. It'll be something I'll be using. Okay, so now I'm going to start writing. Why did I shut down Cubase? I don't know why. I have to reload it again. Okay, so I'm writing a new song under Test. That was under Urban Beats, Test, and I'm going to use the Test blank one. Now this will pop up the very first time I open it. It'll say, where do you want the audio files to go, essentially? And you want to always say new. You don't want it to go where writing template used to be, which is old. I want it in this new one. So you'll always just hit new. And this is what you'll see from the beginning. And if you can work with this, then I can actually use this, and I won't have to put it into my session. And if you have folders here, because the problem is I can't import folders. So if you create folders, I can use that. And it won't be hard for me to take this, even if you don't use this stuff. I can use it when I'm writing, because right now I'm missing some of these things and I can't import them into yours, so I have to import your whole song, your audio files into here. So if we could do that, that would be a nice little time saver. So I'm going to put that template into Dropbox for you guys, and I'm going to close this out. Thank you.